Well, good morning, friends. It is Monday morning. I am at the nail salon to get my nails done, and it is very gloomy today. It's kind of been spits and rain all the way here. I'm here a few minutes early. I left early, so I got here early. So the salon says they're still closed, but I see there's somebody in there, so I'm going to try to go and see if I can at least just get in and sit and wait for my person. I have an appointment, so they do take walk-ins, but I do have an appointment today. Then I need to go over to Dollar Tree and pick up a couple of things, and over to Joann Fabrics to pick up a couple of things. And so when I get home, I will show you my nails, and I'll show you what I picked up at Joann Fabrics and Dollar Tree. So we'll see you in a bit. Alrighty, I am home, and it started storming while I was getting my nails done. Nothing severe, but thunder, lightning, and pouring down rain. And it appears we got quite a bit of rain here too. And I was gonna stop at the corn stand where I always get corn. And excuse me, but it was really raining hard when I went past it. And it's kind of like an outdoor thing, and I'm like, I'm not standing out in the pouring rain to get corn, so I'll probably go back over there tomorrow. It's not too far from my house, so I'll just probably go get some more corn tomorrow. But it is nearing lunchtime. It's around 11:30, so I need to get some lettuce chopped up and washed so I can have a salad. So I need to get that done, and I want to show you what I picked up from Dollar Tree and Joann Fabrics as well. So, and the dogs just came in from outside. So anyway, let me show you what I picked up from the stores. So from Dollar Tree, I just picked up quite a bit of fall stuff. I am full swing into the mood for fall. I have not officially started decorating my house for fall yet, but I have started putting a few things up, which I will show you in a little while. But we are having several craft nights at our church, one a month for the next few months, and several of them are like fall related, Thanksgiving related, stuff like that. So I picked up some things for that to take to the church for the ladies to use. And you know, I'm not sure what all of this I'm going to use in my house or what I'm going to donate to the church, but I just picked up, they only had one of these with the little gold flecks in it, which I was hoping they had more, but they just had one. So I picked that up, and then I got some of these little orange like mini mums, and these like reddish burgundy-ish colored ones. And then what are you crazy? Oh, they're doing their crazy zoomies. I picked up 2 of the little mini sunflowers, and then I picked up 2 of the flocked, I think they're called flocked or velvet, that's the word. 2 of the velvet green pumpkin stems, 2 of the velvet like rusty orange or burnt orange pumpkin stems. Then I bought 3 of the burlap ribbon, just the plain ones, and then I bought 3 of the ones with the lace, the burlap and lace. And then I picked up these pre-made bows. I just thought they were really cute. 2 for $1.25 in this plaid. And like I said, I don't know how much of this I'm going to actually use in my house, how much I'm going to take to the church. But anyway, I picked up this sunflower one. This was really pretty. This is the only one they had in the sunflower. And then I picked up these little mini sunflowers. I got 2 packs of the bigger ones, 2 packs of the little tiny ones. And then this is one of the projects we're going to be working on. I had picked up enough for all the ladies the last time I was at Dollar Tree, but I thought I'd better pick up one more just in case. So I got a canvas and one of these beaded blessed pumpkin signs. So that's everything I got from Dollar Tree. Now let me show you what I got from Joann Fabrics. So Joann Fabrics had all their fall stuff on a pretty decent clearance. They had their little wreaths that were normally $12.99. They had them on sale for $5.99. So I just picked up one of those. And then they had their bigger wreaths for 50% off. So these were normally $20, so I got them for $10 a piece. I got 2 of those. They had their little picks, 4 for $6. So I got 4 of these little sunflower ones. And then they had their welcome mats, 50% off. So I picked this one up. It was regularly $20, so I got it for 10, which is one of these really thick rubber mats, and I just thought it was beautiful. That's where I normally go to get my seasonal mats, is at Joann Fabrics, because they have really pretty designs, and if you get them on sale, they're a really good deal. You can't find them anywhere cheaper than $10 for a nice floor doormat. So anyway, that's what I picked up at Joann Fabrics. So now I'm going to go ahead and get my lettuce chopped up and ready. I'm really hungry. And then I'll show you little bits and bobs of some of the fall decor that I've done so far. And we'll maybe work on a little project together. And before I forget, this little guy, who's super active right now, he turned 1 year old yesterday, and we had just a little mini celebration here at the house, and I did take a couple pictures and a little bit of video footage, so I will go ahead and insert that here. This is my salad. I've got some iceberg lettuce under there that you can't really see. I've got some kale from my garden, a cucumber from my garden, some little yellow or orange cherry tomatoes from my garden, some cucumber from my garden. I have a packet of these probiotic fruit and nut and seed little packet, and then I'm going to put on some of my honey mustard dressing. And I've got some popcorn chicken that I cooked in the oven. Yum, yum, yum. I love these kinds of salads. So I'm all done eating lunch, and I thought I would show you the little touches of fall that I've started to put into the house. I couldn't resist any longer putting this adorable little turkey that I had gotten thrifting out. And this was just where that blue and white chicken was. So I just added a little bit of fall foliage in there, and then stuck the little turkey in there. And oh my goodness, he is so stinking cute. He is going to stay right there until after Thanksgiving, when I start decorating for Christmas. I know it's a bit early, but he's just adorable. And he's in all the earth tones that I just love so much. So that's one thing, like the main thing I've done for fall so far. And then over here, I just traded out the ivy wreath that I had on this hutch door, and I put this fall one. I just thought, I don't know, I'm just ready to start putting stuff up, and I had just bought this at Joann Fabrics last week, and I just bought 2 more of them today, as you saw in my little haul. And I just put the little birds that I had gotten when Scott and I went away for our anniversary. I just stuck those up here in the fall wreath. Now today I'm going to be changing out this ivy wreath for a fall wreath, and this ivy there for some fall leaves as well. Just stuff that I have, and I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. Up here above my TV, I took out the milk glass vases that I had, and I put these yellow ones that I had gotten garage sailing several years ago, and I absolutely love them. And it just has some wheat sprigs in it, and then I stuck one of those sunflower picks that I had gotten at Joann Fabrics. I stuck those in there, and I got one on either side of there. And then the only other fall stuff I have out so far is this. I exchanged out a ivy wreath for this this one that I got from Joann Fabrics a couple weeks ago, and today I'm going to exchange out that for one of those smaller wreaths that I got today at Joann Fabrics. I guess I didn't really show you my nails when I got home. You can see they're just French tip with a little bit of gold sparkle on each nail. There, you can see it better this way. She did a good job. She always does a good job. I had gotten these super cheap little candle rings from Amazon, and they're not great. I mean, they're okay, but you can definitely tell they were super cheap. They came in a package of 4. I've got one over here I just stuck. This is where I stuck that blue and white chicken that was on my coffee table. She's perfect over here. Fits in this blue dish perfectly, and because she's blue and white, she really goes with my blue dishes over here. So I just stuck one of those fall cheapy candle rings down in there around her, and that looks good. And then I'm going to go ahead and use these cheapy ones for just to tuck in places, because like I said, they're okay, but they're not fantastic. So I'm just trying to kind of like straighten these out a little bit and make them not look like they've been stuffed in a plastic bag. I knew when I ordered these that I was taking a chance with it because they were so cheap. I was kind of hoping they were a little bit better quality than they are. I mean, they're not horrible, but I don't know. They're just not exactly what I was wanting. And you can kind of tell, you can hear they're kind of crispy sounding. But I mean, I like the color. They're really bright and cheerful. And I think for the purpose that I'm going to use them for, they're going to be fine. So let me go ahead and get these stuck in where I want them. There was 4 of them that came in a package. So one of them I showed you already is over underneath my blue and white chicken. So let me go ahead and get these in place, and then I'll show you what I'm doing with them. So over here in this hutch, I put one of those cheapy wreaths. I just kind of stuck it under that bowl. I don't think it looks bad like spilling out like that. And then over here, I took the ivy wreath that was intertwined with this bead wreath, and I put those picks that I got from Joann Fabrics in there, the sunflower picks. And then I just added these sunflowers and then some of these satin or velvet pumpkins, the rusty colored ones, and I stuck some over here as well. And I think that looks really cute. I love it. The last thing I wanted to get done today with my new fall stuff is I want to take these two wreaths and I want to hang them up here. So I want to take these wreaths down and put the fall ones up, and that's one of the reasons why I bought some more of that ribbon with the lace on it. So let's get that going. There they are, up here on my kitchen cabinet. I love it. I know it's kind of glary. Nothing's ever as pretty on film as it is in person, but I just used those pre-made bows that I got from Dollar Tree. I thought those colors looked really nice with it, so I might as well use the ones that were pre-made. So that is super pretty. I love it. Well, good morning, friends. I am making some gluten-free, dairy-free applesauce oat breakfast bars. Scott is completely out of granola bars, and I'm not in the mood to make granola bars. I want to make something else. And this recipe, I just found it on the internet. I will try to link it in the description box below if I can, where I got it. I'm going to double the recipe because this recipe makes an 8x8 pan, and I think the whole family's going to really like this. Olivia can eat it, I can eat it, and Travis will probably like it too. So I'm going to make a 9x13, so I'm going to double the recipe. And we are probably the end of this week or the first of next week going to be going to pick up our pork that we get every year. And so over the weekend, I and Scott and I defrosted the big pork freezer, our upright freezer where we store all of our pork. And I found some applesauce in there that I had made back in 2022. So I'm like, I need to use this up. So I just pulled it all out. And this recipe calls for 2 2/3 cups of applesauce. So that's going to be a really good use of this applesauce. It also calls for grated apples, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grate this. This is a Cosmic Crisp, I think it's called. I'm going to grate it skin and all. I just don't feel like peeling it, and I think it's going to be fine grated up. I need a cup of grated apple. I don't know if 1 apple is going to be enough for that, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to grate the apple up first, and then we will get on with the recipe. One apple is almost exactly a 1 cup, which is what I needed. And as you saw, I changed my mind about peeling the apple. I went to start grating it, and the peel was a lot tougher than I expected it to be. So I went ahead and just peeled it. There's a couple little pieces of peeling in there, which doesn't really hurt anything. Now in this bowl, I am going to put the applesauce. There's some crumbs in there or something. I'm going to put the applesauce. It's going to be 2 2/3 cups of applesauce. This is a two cup measure. There's 2 cups. And then 2/3. Now the recipe calls for unsweetened applesauce, and my applesauce is sweetened. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the amount of sweetener that the recipe calls for to compensate for that. So here's 2/3. And the sweetener of choice for the recipe is maple syrup. It said you can also use honey, but I am going to go ahead and use the maple syrup. So you want to mix all of the wet ingredients together first, and so that is the applesauce, and then it calls for just 1 batch. Remember, I'm doubling this. It calls for 6 tablespoons of maple syrup. So I'm like, what on earth is 6 tablespoons of maple syrup? It's actually 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons. And since this applesauce is already sweetened, I'm only going to put enough sweetener in for a single batch. Olivia's making all kinds of noise. Just ignore her. She's getting a drink. Getting her thermos of water with ice. So here's 1/4 cup of maple syrup. And this is a 2 tablespoon measure. So it's 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons. I guess there was saying 6 tablespoons was an easier way to say it than 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons. Such an exact measurement, I tell you. Then it calls for 1/3 cup of melted coconut oil. So in my case, it will be 2/3 cup. Got my coconut oil here. I'm going to just melt it really quick in the microwave. Now, since the applesauce is cold and the maple syrup is cold and my eggs are cold, I'm going to put the coconut oil in as the beaters are going. It might still clump it all up. I don't know. But what do you do when your ingredients are cold? And coconut oil will solidify very quickly. So I've got 2 eggs. It calls for 2 large eggs. So I'm just going to use my duck eggs because those are large. And I really like the way that they work in baked goods. I've said that before. Duck eggs are the best for just about anything, really. Speaking of duck eggs, I have a duck, one of my ducks. It's the brown duck. I can't remember what breed she is, but we think she is broody, and we think she is trying to hatch out some eggs. I'm not sure how many eggs she's sitting on, but she's been spending a lot of time in the chicken, or in the nest box. So we're not going to discourage it. Oh my goodness, Olivia's getting ready to go out and do chores. Hence the incessant barking. So let me pause this for a minute. All right, dogs are outside. So now I'm going to put the vanilla in. It calls for 2 teaspoons. I'm doubling it, so it will be 4 teaspoons. This is a 2 teaspoon measure. I got these measuring spoons. They're Pioneer Woman. I got them from Walmart, and I really like them because they have like a 2 tablespoon and a 2 teaspoon measure, which most measuring spoon sets don't have. I think that's pretty cool. So I've got the vanilla, and now I'm going to add the apple, the grated apple. And I'm going to start mixing this up, and then I'm going to slowly add in the coconut oil. So I'm going to go ahead and add in the dry ingredients now, and it calls for 2 cups of oat flour. Got a big old thing of oat flour here. Now the recipe actually calls for taking whole rolled oats and grinding them up into flour. Well, I've already got the oat flour. I've had this in my freezer. So I checked, and I'm like, okay, what's the ratio of rolled oats to oat flour? And from what I could find, it's a equal 1-to-1 ratio. So 1 cup of rolled oats equals 1 cup of oat flour. Find that a little bit hard to believe, but that's what I'm going to go with because that's what I could find. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in the 2 cups of oat flour. And then it also calls for 3 cups of regular oats, rolled oats. This is, like I said, this is for a double batch. So I'm going to put the oat flour in first. And if you can kind of see in there, you can see that the coconut oil did start to solidify again, but it's in small bits, so I think it'll be okay. And obviously it will melt in the oven. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this flour. Start blending it up. The recipe also said you could do like add-ins. You could put like coconut, you could put nuts, you could put chocolate chips, etc. But I am just going to do it plain this time, especially if Olivia eats it. All of those add-ins, I mean, she can have coconut, but she can't have chocolate or nuts. I could put carob chips in it, but I don't have very many of those. So the next time I make this, if we like it, I may do the carob chips in it. So that's the oat flour. Now I'm going to add the, before I add the rolled oats, I'm going to add the rolled oats last. I'm going to go ahead and add in the rest of the dry ingredients, which is 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, which is, would be 4 teaspoons of cinnamon. 4 teaspoons is 1 tablespoon plus a teaspoon. So that's 1 tablespoon. I'm just going to go ahead and put another scoop in because you know how I love cinnamon, and I don't think anything can have too much cinnamon in it. Then we have the baking powder. I need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to blend this up. And now I'm going to add the rolled oats. It calls for 3 cups. This is a 1.5 cup measure, so I'm going to need 2 of those. So I have my oven preheating. While I was whipping this batter together, I had the oven preheating at 350 degrees. I've got my 9x13 pan here sprayed with cooking spray. And now I'm going to just make sure that all the ingredients are mixed together really well. Sometimes my KitchenAid misses a few spots. And I also wanted to add at this point that the oats that I used and the oat flour was not certified gluten-free. If you have celiac disease, you probably already know this, you have to make sure your oats are certified gluten-free. I do not have celiac disease. I was tested for it, and I do not have it, so I don't have to worry about that part of it. So regular oats are fine for me when I'm just trying to reduce the amount of my gluten in my diet. I'm not trying to be 100% gluten-free. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this batter in here. And I think this would be super good with add-ins in it. Like I said, some carob chips or some nuts would be really good. If it turns out that Olivia doesn't really eat that much of this, the next batch I will probably put some add-ins in it. If she really likes it, though, I will put carob chips in it. She's going to be starting school soon in a couple of weeks, and so she's going to need things that she can take in her lunch. And these, according to the website where I got this recipe, they said that these freeze really well. You just cut them up into bars and freeze the individual bars. So that's what I'm planning to do with this. And then Scott and Olivia both, or Travis, whoever wants one, can just pull a bar out either the night before and let it defrost in their lunchbox, or defrost it in the microwave or whatever. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get this in the oven. It says to bake it for 30 to 35 minutes or until golden brown, and it tests done in the middle. I have a feeling that this might take a little bit longer than that because it is a double recipe. But I'm going to go ahead and get this in the oven, and I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. This looks super yummy. It only took about 5 minutes longer than the recipe said, so about 40 minutes. And it's still super hot. You have to wait till it's completely cool before you cut it. So I'm going to wait till it's completely cool, and then I'll sample it for you. In the meantime, though, I need to get a ham in the cooker going. As I had mentioned, I had to defrost my upright freezer in preparation for the pork we're going to be getting soon. And at Thanksgiving time, Scott's work gives him a gift card to Meijer. And for the last couple of years, well, last several years, we have just used that gift card to buy either turkeys or hams or both. And then we save them, we put them in the freezer, and then we have them throughout the year. Like we have our Easter ham is already bought. We have ham at Christmas, so our Christmas ham is already purchased. And I still had 2 hams in the freezer. So I'm going to go ahead and cook this one up now, and then probably use the other one for Christmas this year. And then the newer hams will be for later events. So let me go ahead and get this out of this packaging and into the cooker. I had this out of the freezer for in the refrigerator defrosting for a few days, and I think it's pretty much completely defrosted. So it shouldn't take long to cook, as it is a pre-cooked spiral sliced ham, and I don't ever use the glaze because I just don't like it. Now it's in there, and I'm just going to add a little bit of water, a cup of water, and put the lid on it. It will, produce its own juice, but I just didn't want it to burn or stick to the bottom of the pan. And I've got it set at 350 degrees. And I'm going to let it get hot, and then I'll probably turn it down a little bit because it really does not take very long in this roaster to get meat up to temperature. And I think what we're going to have with it is this stovetop stuffing, which obviously has gluten in it. Olivia can eat it. She loves stuffing. I'll either not have any at all, or I'll just have a very small helping of it. But we'll have the stovetop stuffing and some kind of vegetable to go with it. So I've been watching or sitting and looking at this for like a day, since yesterday. And I think I'm going to do a little bit of a change up on it. I think I'm going to take this teapot out. And I'm going to put my blue and white teapot in because I think it goes better with the fall colors. I've got some of these coasters that I use at Christmas time. I'm going to stick in here as a riser. That's better. And I think I'm going to pull all of this greenery out, this ivy color out. And I'm going to stick... I have to go find, I like those there. I think I like those there. Let me go find some more fall foliage to put in there. So I went down and got another bunch of the sunflowers that I had gotten from Dollar Tree. I think I might stick those in here on this side. And then I've got the last of those chintzy wreaths that I got from Amazon. And I'm just going to kind of stick this down in here as a filler and let it kind of drape over the side. All right, let me fiddle with this a little bit, and then I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like. So I put on the flash because it was a little dark in this corner. I really like that. I think that looks a lot better. It's more full, and I like the blue and white with the rustic fall colors. I cut this. They're still slightly warm. I'm going to cut one small piece so I can try it. Yummy. It looks like cake. Let me give it a taste. Sorry about Edna noise. She's coming in the kitchen. It tastes very good. It's very moist. It almost reminds me of like a baked oatmeal. Really tasty. I think Scott's gonna like it. Travis might have a little bit of problem with the texture. He has trouble with different textures, but I think Olivia's gonna like it, and I think Scott's gonna like it. And Travis might too. He might surprise me. But this would definitely be good with nuts in it. That would make the texture even like crunchy, add a little crunchy element to it. And I don't think it's too overly sweet. So if I make this again and I still use some of my homemade applesauce, I'll probably put the entire amount of maple syrup in it. Because I don't think it would be too sweet that way. But like I said, if I can, I will link where I got the recipe in the description box below. And I would suggest that you give it a try. It's a yummy, yummy fall breakfast bar. And this is what we had for supper. I did wind up making some white rice to go with, and I just had a very small helping of the stuffing, and I just went ahead and had the white rice as my carbohydrate. And Olivia, she can have things with wheat, but that's one of those things that she shouldn't eat too terribly much of either. So that's why I went ahead and decided to make the rice. Then we had some green peas that were just frozen, and I had a little bit of my homemade applesauce because you know applesauce goes wonderful with pork, and it was a very delicious supper. And this is where I'm going to go ahead and end this video today. I hope you enjoyed this 2-day vlog. I think this week is going to be just basically vlogs for both of my videos. So I hope you enjoy vlogs, and I hope you stay tuned and watch my Friday vlog as well. Thank you so much for spending the last couple of days with me. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys on Friday. Bye-bye, friends.